Hello everyone, in this video let's take a look at how to build a simple login app with Flutter. I have written a blog about it in FreeCodeCamp. You can go to Google and search for how to build a simple login app in Flutter. Basically my blog will be the top. So in this video we are going to just replicate the same. We are going to actually build a simple login app where we have a simple login layout. We accept email and the password. We do some validations. We do some authentication, credentials validation. If the user has entered this email, this password, and then we will navigate to the home page if the credentials are right, or if the credentials are wrong, we will show a message to the user that your credentials are wrong. Please try again with the right credentials. So let's get into the video. So I have, as I have already told, I have written a blog about how to build a simple login app with Flutter. You can just go to Google and type how to build a login app. You will get my blog as the top because it has been published in FreeCodeCamp. So in this video, we are basically going to replicate this exact thing what I have built in this blog. Okay. So we will be basically building this UI and we'll have email and password. On submitting with a valid credentials, it will move on to the home page, or else if it's an invalid login, if it is an invalid credentials, we will show this message. Please fill input, and if the fields are filled, it will not be highlighted. If the fields are empty, it will be highlighted. So yeah, let's get started with the development. So let's go to the project where you want to create a folder. So in my case, I'm going to create a folder here called learning. Okay, so here I need to create a project, right? So in that case, I'm going to open my VS Code in this workspace, in this folder, and all we have to do is I have given a very simple explanation of how to create a Flutter project here. So I just need to give Ctrl+Shift+P and do all these steps basically. So let me quickly show that. So do Ctrl+Shift+P and type a new project. You'll see the Flutter new project in the top. Just press enter and select application. Select the folder we want to create this. I'm going to give my location as this. So this is the page I want to create. So I want to give and create login app. So yeah, we are ready. Our project is getting initialized. You can see at the bottom here. Yeah, we are ready here. So here I'm just zooming in for you people to look at. Okay. So yeah, so this will be our boilerplate. So let's try to run as is whatever the code is being boilerplate code that's being generated, right? So we are going to run as it is. So I have my Android emulator here. So I'm just pressing enter, sorry, F5. So you can see running Gradle task. So it has started basically. The app is building and finally it will be done in just few seconds. In the meantime, I have also started my emulator here. It will just take a maximum of 1 or 2 minutes. In the meantime, let's have a look at the blog. So this is how we spin up a device. We have already seen now. Run the app, just press F5. Okay, that's it. And this will be our output. Initially when we run our app, we are going to make some initial changes. So Git will not be initialized at first. Then we are going to remove all the comments because I don't like writing comments. So comments are like, if you have comments, it will be kind of, I feel it will be a bad code. So our code should be readable. I think it must have run. Yeah, here we go. Our app is running. So yeah, this is a boilerplate app. When you just give plus, the number will be increased, and if you close and open the app, you can see the number will be reset to 0 here. Yeah, let's do whatever we need to do. First of all, let's go to terminal. We will be having a login app here. So I'm just zooming in the terminal too. So clearing up. So I'm going to initialize Git here. You can see, sorry. Yep. So I'm going to add everything. I'm going to make an initial commit. And the shortcut I'm using to clear this screen is Control here. You can also use in your machine too, if you are using Ubuntu basically. Ubuntu or Linux machines. So here, yeah, we have initialized Git. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to remove all these comments. All those are unwanted comments basically. So we are done removing all our comments. All the comments in the code. So somehow my my app and the code is disconnected. So if it is connected, we will see a orange bottom. So if the bottom bar is not in the orange color, then it is disconnected. So we have to connect again by pressing F5. This is just to ensure, even if we just remove comments, we need to ensure if app is running fine. So there are no issues. We do not make any mistake here. So yeah, so our app is running fine. Okay, I got it. So whenever we close the app, the connection is shut. Thereafter, I'm not going to close the app. Make another commit. Okay, I'm going to say removes comments. Okay, so I am clean, have my branch clean. So the next thing is we are just going to follow on this. Okay, we are going to change the name. First thing is changing the name. We are going to change the name to login app. Okay, from Flutter demo. So ideally it will be here. So I'm just closing my widget inspector here. In the title, I'm just going to change the login app and ensure it changes here. Okay, initially it was Flutter demo homepage, and you can see that. And I changed it to login app, and yeah. So app name is changed. The next thing is, yeah, I'm going to change my home page to login. So this is not the right name. This page is basically for login, and I have renamed it that way. We should see the login app in the title. Yes, we are seeing. So the next thing is build the app. Now let's build our app. Copy the below code and replace it in the login state class in the main.dot file. So let's see the login state class. So here we have the login state class. Okay. So we are going to replace this inside the login state class. We are going to just copy this code. Copying this code. So from basically what we can do is we can take everything, and VS Code has an awesome feature. You can just do this, remove this, and then add this. That's it. And our UI will be built here. So let's go here, and here we go. Yeah, our email and password and the submit button. So let's see the code what we have copied and pasted. So title is the same. App bar will have the title that we passed from the previous component from here. And the next thing is we have a body with a form, and we have a unique form key. Form key is for basically to uniquely identify a form. And we have a padding, we have a column. Column is basically we are going to arrange it vertically, arrange the items vertically, okay, stacking them. And all the items will be centered. And finally we have a text field. The text field is the label is text, and validator is it should not be null and it should not be empty. So if any one of this condition is satisfied, then we'll throw an error saying please enter your email. And the same applies for password, except one small change. Here password should not be shown to the user. It will be hidden. It will be shown as a dot everywhere whenever you type password in any website. So to achieve that, we use this prop additionally, okay, for the password. But except that, everything will be the same exactly. And if you return null for in the validator method, then that means this field has no errors, okay, and it is good to go. So all the conditions that we put on this field are satisfied basically. And let's move on to the button. We have a submit button, and that will validate. So here we are calling form key with the current state. It's asking validate. So this validate method is what is here. So whenever you do this, this methods will be called a validator field or validator property in all the input fields inside this form. Okay, having this key will be triggered, and validations will happen. So if the validation is right, we are not going to do anything. But if the validation says wrong, it will show us shows the message that please fill the input. Okay, so let's try this. So I have not input anything. So I'm just giving a submit, and you can see please enter your email, please enter your password, and please fill input. So this is the please fill input. If the validation has failed, it will show this message. And please enter your email and password, or basically the validation field. So because there is nothing here, so let's try to add something. Okay, I have added something in both of these input fields. Let's try it. So there are no validation errors in both the input fields. Also we don't get any the snack bar because the validation has passed in both of them. So this block of code will not be executed. So only this part. So here since we have only the comment, it is it's not doing anything basically, even if the validation is there. So let's try to make a commit here. We have done a lot of items. Design UI for the login layout, okay, and simple validation. sorry, I haven't added that to Git. Oh my God. So sorry. So yeah, here you see no on branch master, nothing to commit. So we have committed all our code. Let's move on to the next item in the block. So I'll be explaining everything here. I'll be explaining, taking them each block, and then explaining each of them. You can just go through them if you want. Or I have explained everything in my video itself. Yeah. That's nothing much more than what I have told here. And yeah, so we have to navigate on login. So that's our next thing, right? So this is the output we want. Whenever the user has entered the right credentials, they have to be navigated to the home page, and there it will show their email address. Okay, so for that, go to the last line of the main.dot file and copy and paste the below content. So we are going to go to the last line of the main.dot and paste the below code. Okay, so here if you see, we have created a class that shows the title as home page. Basically we are saying after the login page it's a home page, and we are showing the email. So email we are receiving as a prop from the components being called here, and on pressing it we have another button called go back. On pressing it, we will navigate the user back to the login page. Okay. Ideally this will not be the case with every login app. Ideally we have a logout button. Let's try this. Let's try to change this to logout button, just for the just to keep the context or convention. Just for the convention. And yep, I have just explained everything to you. So now we have to call this class whenever the user validates here. So whenever the validation is right, we have to call this class. Okay. Yep, so I have this content. So remove the comment we made on the validation condition. So this is the comment on successful validation. So we are going to remove it, and on navigate the user to the home page as shown in the boost page, and replace it with the below content. I have just copied this content and I am pasting it here. So here you go. We are having one more condition here. So we are checking if the email is this arun@govosum.com, which is mine, and password is this, basically a cipher kind of text. Okay, and if the validation is right, so if this validation and if this validation are right, we are navigating the user to the login page, home page. Sorry, after the login it's home page, right? So home page with this email. So this is the email which user has entered. Okay, and here if this validation is wrong, basically if the user has not entered this valid credentials, we will show invalid credentials. Basically we have two kind of validation here. One validation is if they have entered something on the input field. If they have entered nothing, we will show please fill the input fields basically. And if the user has entered the invalid credentials, we will show them that it's you have entered the invalid credentials. Okay, so yeah, we are done with it actually. That's it. We are going to check our app. Okay. So if you see I have entered the wrong credentials, and when I say submit, it says invalid credentials. Okay, so let's go back and add the right credentials. Okay, I have entered the right email and the password, and here you go. So we have the email setup, and we have a logout button. So basically clicking on logout button takes me to the login page, right? Yeah. So this is very simple. Just we are managing state and the login credentials in our state. So we don't have much of the things happening here. Basically on a login, if you are building some real-time app, these credentials will be sent to the backend. Backend will process it. It will validate if it is true or false, and then it will return back to us saying this credentials is right with the token, authentication token, which you can further use for authorization. So yep, so for now this is fine. Just for learning purpose, we can go ahead with this. Let's see. I have entered this. Let me remove only one character, the R from the password, and see what happens. Okay, I have just removed it, and yeah, we got invalid credentials pop up. And let's say I have entered the right password here, and I removed just M from the email. Yeah, okay, again. So let's try MA. Okay, again it's invalid. So only if it exactly fits it, so you will be logged in basically. Yep, that's it. Let's make another commit. So navigate to the home page on login. Okay, on successful login. Okay. That should be like this. Okay, that's it. We have built this entire login app. So we have just replicated everything shown on this page, shown on my blog basically, and we have built it. And since we have built this login app, it has a lot of drawbacks. I have given them here. Basically, you can try to address this as a part of your learning, extension of your learning. So the first thing is try to add an eye icon at the end of the password input field. Clicking on it should toggle showing the password in the plain text and hidden text. So here, if you see every site or most of the sites I have seen, they will have an eye icon here. So clicking on it will show the password, show and hide the password. Okay, toggle it basically, and clear the email and the input fields before navigating to the home page. So for now it's not clearing basically. So it should be clearing these fields before it navigates to the home page. Okay. For example, if you go in and come out again, you can see that data is pre-filled here. So it should not be pre-filled. Yeah. Add additional regex validation for email input field. So email we are just checking if it is this. So or we are just checking whether it's null and not empty. Instead we should check there is a regex for email. So we can check this in Google, regex email, something like Flutter. Here you can see some regex basically. So it will validate whether you have whether the user, whatever he has typed in the email input field is an actual email. And add validation to the password field if the user has entered at least one number, letter and a symbol. So it's just adding some making the password secure. And add a sign up button below the submit button, which should navigate the user to the sign up page. So basically, instead of just having a simple one-time login, we can have it as store it somewhere and then provide a sign up function, and user can log in only after sign up. So some kind of additional things. So yeah, you can try with this, you can play around with this. Basically you will not find answer for these items in my blog, but they are easy to identify. Thank you for watching this video and have a nice day. Bye bye.